Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. Oh, hi, Justy here. Welcome to episode 8.5, a very special episode that's nestled between episode 8 and episode 9, Harry Potter style. Wasn't that last movie? Anyway, this episode is some additional material from the first episode that I felt was too emotional, and I don't mean emo emotional. By the way, I saw a great shirt the other day which said, "I wish my lawn was emo because then it would cut itself." Apologies if you have a relative who's cut themselves. But what I mean is it was more emotional and less logical. But I'm including it here because it's important, I think, to get an idea of the source of frustration that actually turned into the episode. So what started out as a really frustrating time for me actually turned into something really positive. I had a discussion with some friends that I won't go into, but it culminated with me coming back into this very shed and spending 2 hours talking into my dictaphone, which is perfectly healthy, by the way, about the issues, like, what happened there, what went wrong, basically. And I'm really glad I did, because even though I paid for it dearly the next morning because I was very tired, I did cover a lot of ground, and I got to the source, the very precise source of the frustration, which was, if you've watched the previous episode, you'll know, the mixing of, weak and internal and possibly false claims with strong external true claims, and muddying the waters, and also, an accusation of closed-mindedness. And I remember thinking it was very ironic that I'd spent 2 hours in this shed going through all the issues, and constantly, as all skeptics should, of constantly asking, am I wrong? Did I stuff up? Did I make a mistake? Did I overstate the point? Did I, not see something? I realised too, especially on subsequent occasions, that if one is going to have a philosophical discussion, then you should be wary if the person you're discussing with has what I might call a pop philosophy, right, rather than a scholarly philosophy. I mean, you're kind of in for trouble from the get-go, and so I hope you can get something from it. So enjoy, fight the power where power equals ignorance and fear and superstition, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. So I've been having some very interesting discussions with people from all walks of life recently, and one thing it's taught me is that the definition of one's terms is extremely important. And as I've said before, that task of defining words is not a trivial one, because of course it brings up other words, and ultimately it's entirely possible that two people's conceptual net, or their conceptual understanding of the world, may be incompatible to some degree. Most people can interact with each other in default social settings, they can do all sorts of activities together, but when it comes to actual philosophical discourse, one thing I've learned is that, I can't expect that everyone else will have the same, even just the same basic precepts as me. It doesn't mean that mine are right or wrong, per se. It does mean, though, that any meaningful discussion is incredibly difficult. And I find that quite frustrating, because I'm prepared to put in the effort it takes to have such discussions. But rules must be established, and they're not my rules. They're Greek rules, if you will, that have been around for many, many years, and any person educated in the subject would actually, I think, agree to, and not be seen as closed-minded because they've agreed to a set of rules. I mean, rules are important.